always transfer to like the submachine gun players or the shotgun players. But we'll kind of help you understand how those guys work too. But starting with Carnival, just to get off the basics, as you guys notice, the aiming kind of works on this weird like green dot line. There's a couple of different ways to make sure that you know the target that you're intending to hit is the one that you're actually hitting. But for the sake of this video, I'll kind of just show you how I do it. So, um, as far as with like close targets, now your aiming doesn't have to be extremely precise. You don't always have to be left controlling if the person is crouching or you know you don't always have to do all of the small mechanics when people are closer. As you can see here, I look at this guy. These two guys are supposed to be crouching. As you can see, if I look directly at them, the shot goes from body right down the lower as soon as I see them. Okay, so for the people that are saying that when people are coming up and crouching and they can't shoot them, you do have to be aiming semi close to them. And just for perspective, so if I'm aiming here, I'm shooting at this guy's head because my thing is still on the body. If I shoot, I'm most likely gonna hit him, but it's not going to be, you know, if he's moving around, it might be really hard to just hit the head target. Same thing for here. If I'm moving around, it might be a little hard to shoot that guy. If I'm right behind him, it gets me, it lowers it here, all the way until about here. So it looks like you have about 5 meters between people. So there's plenty of room to not have to aim directly at these people. But you kind of have to understand how it works. If you're in front of them, you're most likely not going to hit them. It's going to be really hard unless you're hitting that control button and then you're going to be shooting at the ground, okay? So it's important that if you are aiming at them and you're not directly on them, you at least want to be behind them, okay? So it makes it a lot easier. So if I'm shooting here, it's lower, hit them in the chest. It's a lot easier for me to move around and hit him at the same time, okay? When it comes to further opponents, and this, you know, as far as with the actual gameplay, this is just the shooting range. The further opponents only happens down long corridor, a couple maps as far as with the demos right now. But it works essentially the same way, okay? So if I'm here, if I'm in front of it, if they're further, you're a little bit more likely to hit them, okay? This guy's supposed to be like a little bit higher than a hitting position. But to put it in perspective, if I do this guy, we're back to the same thing. If I'm in front of him, hitting his head, you know, you could get lucky and definitely hit that headshot. If I'm behind him, I have a way more accurate shot. So it's always just better if you're getting used to this aiming. What I would suggest is just to aim further than what you need to be looking. Okay? If I'm aiming here, I'm hitting this guy. If I'm aiming here, hitting this guy. If I'm aiming here, I'm hitting this guy. If I'm aiming here, I'm hitting this guy. Okay, so it's very as far as with understanding it straightforward after you understand it. Okay, so that's my first tip is just to make sure that you master this. You know, as far as with the shooting range, it only does so much, so I'd always recommend to just go straight into a game after getting used to the shooting range and just you know practicing, honing in, aim, and figuring out how it works for you. Okay. I will just attach some clips showcasing the aiming and kind of how it works, and then using this method and showing you how well it works on all the opponents.